As a trader making use of trading tools like Rorikyu and softwares and bots, it is important to know that most bots have two markets or more. With Rorikyu, we only have the spot and futures market, as you can see right here. Right here. You see, this is the futures market and this is the spot market. The one you want to trade in is supposed to be in yellow. For now, the spot market is unselected, and when I select futures, you see it turns into yellow. Number two, you have to make sure that the coins you want to trade are in the market selected. Because if you see here in the futures market, we have the USDT market and the USDC market. So, as Africans, Americans, we are using the USDT market, but Europeans, most of them are using the USDC market. So, you have to make sure that you've selected the market you want. Me, I use the USDT market, like you see, it's done that is selected. And if you want, you can choose the USDC market if it's then accepted by the exchange you're using to trade. For one to enter a signal early and on time, especially the future signal that we are looking at today, number one, you have to make sure that you set notifications. If possible, pin that group where you get the signals. For example, here in Crypto Ambassadors, I get my signals here on the Bangwa group. It is pinned. So that every time a signal is sent, you get it just on time. Pin it, because this is about money making. So pin that group. That's number one. Number two, make sure you get all these coins in the USDT market, all of them, and change them to the isolated market. So that when they send a signal, for example, this is baby, you don't come to Binance and start fidgeting to look for baby and then change it to isolated. So you get it? So you just come here and tap on the here and then search for the coin you want to search for. So here we are searching for baby. That is what was given in the signal. So it is here baby USDT. If you see mine, it is already in the isolated market, but yours here will have the cross market. Right here, it will have cross. So if I tap there, you can see it has both isolated and cross. It is important to put yours in the isolated market. And then number two, make sure you use 50% of your capital. If, for example, you have $20, don't use all that 20 in the coin because you want to make a lot of money or because it is a sure signal, you're sure it is going up. No, my friend, use $10 as your first buying amount or position amount, and leave that 10 for the margin balance and also buying margin calls in case the coin goes against you. Allow me put my coin back to isolated because that's where it's supposed to be. So for you to make your work easy, this is what you're going to do. It looks a bit hectic, but it saves time when a signal is sent to you, and this means you can enter all your signals on time. You're going to be coming here on Rorikyu and you change one coin at a time to isolated. So in order, you come here, you see 1,000 bonk. Well, then you go to your Binance, tap here where you see the name of the coin, and then search here 1,000 bonk. 1,000 bonk. So you see 1,000 bonk, you tap here on isolated and then you choose isolated. Yours will be in cross. If you haven't done this exercise. But if you have done this exercise, just go ahead and set your coin. So you will continue like that. After setting 1,000 bonk, you come back here. Look for 1,000 cats. Then look for 1,000 flocky. Like that. So here we are going to look for 1,000 catty. 1,000 cat. And some coins have two markets. Some have the USDC and USDT market. So you tap here on 1,000 cat and change it to isolated. Okay, so I was telling you that some coins have two markets. Let's go back to 1,000 bonk because I'm certain it's one of those coins with two markets. The USDC and I put 10,000. Okay, so you see like 1,000 bonk, it has both the USDT and USDC market. Make sure it is the USDT market you're putting into the isolated mode. This one here. Make sure it is the one you're putting in isolated mode. And if you're someone that is trading in the USDC market, then make sure, the USDC market, then make sure it is this USDC that you're putting in the isolated. Don't mix these things, because they will affect your trade somehow, somewhere. So you do this exercise. You come select one coin here up to you reach this ZRX. Yes, up to you reach ZRX. Just do that same thing for all your coins. You can secure an hour, 5 hours, and then you say, today, this is the thing I'm going to do. So you see my ZRX is still in cross. Yeah, I think I've never traded it. So I'm going to tap here on cross and then change it to isolated. Isolated. That's exactly what you're going to be doing from 1,000 bonk to the very last coin in your Raichu. My network is slow, that's why it is taking time. Okay, right now it is adjusted. They showed me success. Let me tap again. My network, it is really slow. Very slow, very slow. So they're telling me mode already adjusted, so there is no need. Okay, but I hope you got that concept. So make sure you change all your coins to isolated. That is step 1. And we say don't use all your capital in entering the position amount. We shall see what position amount is. Make sure you leave 50% of your capital unused to act as the margin balance. We shall see those terms. Okay. So our signal here was baby. Make sure whenever you are entering a signal, you look at the time here. Right now it is 8:26. There is no way I can enter this coin. Because it is almost 2 hours past when it was sent. So make sure you compare the time on your screen and the time when the signal was sent. Because if I enter this signal now and then it catches my leg, there is no way I'm going to tell that the leader sent me a bad signal. It is all your fault that you're entering a signal very late. So always compare that time, the time here and the time when the signal was sent. So I can enter this coin. Yeah, if I've just seen it, I can enter this coin because I've seen it at exactly that time when it was sent. So in the signal, they always give you the name of the coin. Then they tell you to enter long or short. So make sure you enter long when it's long or short when it is short. And then the take profit is also given here. And then the leverage, they always tell you the leverage to use. And then they tell you the strategy modes. And then they tell you don't enter after 3 minutes. So this signal has been sent at 8:27. I can't enter it at 8:30. Yeah, the 3 minutes have passed. The 3 minutes have passed. That is why you have to set all those things. You have to set fast. And then you be ready to enter. So how do you set this signal? After making sure that your market is in the futures up here, you've selected that it is in futures and it is in the USDT market, you're going to come to this search button here and then search for baby. For example, we are setting that baby. Okay, then baby, if you've not traded it, it will not be in favorite. So you're going to tap here on all right here. Then tap on all and baby is here. Then you're going to select baby. Then you say, I understand. Then you say create. Then you say, I understand. I hope you know these things. Then up here, we have long and short. This time they told us it is long. Let's check again. Let's check to confirm. You see right there, it is long position that we are entering. It's long position that we are entering. So we are coming back here and we are selecting long. Where you've selected, it is always black, and where you've not selected, it is always in blue. So if I change and select short, you see long gets the blue. And if I select short again, if I select long again, you see it's the long we are entering. So you're going to tap here on trade settings and put the settings as they are given. And we always use the manually create because we want to put our own settings. Then how do you calculate the first buying amount or position amount? For example, I have $100 that I'm going to use to enter this baby trade. $100. How am I going to calculate the money I want to use? You're going to get this 81, the minimum amount of baby coins you can enter in this trade, and then divide them by 5. divide them by 5. So the answer you get here, so 81 by 5. So it is the number of coins here by the amount shown down here. So it is 5. 81 by 5. So we're going to go to our calculator and see how many. Okay, so 81 by 5, we get 16.2. So 16.2, okay, 16.2, the answer you've got here, 16.2 times the leverage you want to use. In this case, I'm going to use 10 here on the leverage, times the leverage you want to use, which is 10 that I'm going to use here on the leverage multiples. Even on the signal, they told us 10. Though sometimes you can use 5, you can use 10, but here they told us leverage of 10. Leverage of 10. You see right here? Yeah, we are using a leverage of 10. Sometimes they tell you leverage of 5, 3, whatever leverage they have told you to use. Now, for example, on this signal here, you see they're telling us leverage. You can use 3 to 5. So you can tell me I'm using 4, but they told you 3 to 5. So you follow the signal, what they're telling you, because there is a reason why that lead of yours is telling you that. Okay, so it is the answer we got, which is 16.2 times the 10 leverage we are going to use for our baby signal times the capital you want to invest. We said in this case $100. It is the capital I want to use for this signal. So I'm going to go to my again and get these calculations. We've said 16.2, the answer we got, times the leverage we're going to use, times the amount of money I want to invest in that coin. It can be $10, it can be $5, it can be $30, it can be 50. Whatever amount you want to use is what you keep changing here. You see? So me, I want to use 100. So I'm going to put 16,200. 16,200 is the amount I'm going to put here where there is 81 for me to get what we call the position amount. So this 16,200, if I divide it by 10, my leverage, you're going to realize that I'm getting 100. Sorry, if you get this amount here, this one here, the one down is the USDT my bot is going to invest. By 100, you're going to realize, by 10, 1,005 by 10, 1,005 by 10, you're going to realize I get 1,000. So on this 1,000, I only have $100, mine. The 900.5, the exchange is going to borrow to me. The exchange is going to borrow to me. So we are going to put a leverage here of 10, and then we are going to check. We shall come back and set this because remember, I want to save time entering. And then the take profit, they told us here, take profit was 1.2, where you see TP. So you're going to come here and put 1.2%. Here we can always put a 0.1, even here 0.1, even here as 0.1. And then we are going to tap here on advanced settings right here. We are going to tap there and change to one shot. Change to one shot, because when you leave it in cycle, when it sells, it's going to buy again. So I have to put it in one shot so that when it buys once, it sells and it's out of the market. And then we are going to save, confirm, and then activate. Then I understand. But I'm not going to create mine because this is an expired signal. Remember, they sent it at 8:27. So I cannot set it because the 3 minutes have gone. But I would say I understand and then create. I hope you get that step. And then my coin will be running, but I'm not going to set it right now because I don't want the video to be so long and the signal itself is expired. So after that, you're going to come back and set your margin calls. After creating, that is when you come back and set your margin calls. Here on the margin call limit, depending on the amount of money you're remaining with, you can set your margin calls. And then you can set your margin configuration as we do in the spot market. If you don't know, just comment, how can I do that? And then I take you through all. If you have a strategy setting that you saved in your bot and you want to use, you can come here and choose it. you can come here and choose it. You can come here and choose it and then select me. These are the ones I have. So if I tap like this one, you see it goes directly, and the only thing I have to change is my first buying amount here to make sure it fits the amount of money I have in my exchange. So maybe I can change this to maybe 500 if I have around $5 remaining, or if I want the bot to keep buying with $5, anything I can always change there. So for you to ensure that you enter a signal early, number one, make sure you compare the time it was sent and the time you're seeing it. Number two, make sure you go and change all your coins that are seen in Royalty. You go to Binance and change all of them to isolated mode. And then number three, make sure you do not use all your capital in a single trade, as you need what we call margin balance, and also to protect yourself from liquidations. And then finally, make sure you do these calculations as we've shown them. That is the amount here divided by 5, or any amount shown down here, then times leverage times the first buying amount you want to invest in your coin, so that you get accurate or good results. And then finally, make sure that you always learn to understand more of this futures market, because losses here are real losses. They're not like in our spot market, where you can stay in the market for 2 months without anything happens. Here, any mistake is paid in dollars. Happy trading. If there is any question you would wish to ask, just put it in the comment section and we shall dive in right away. Happy trading.